crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Sorry for the late start. I had to dig out my last catalog. I accidentally mailed all my catalogs. And I had this one in my luggage because I always, travel with a catalog in case you meet someone on the plane or whatever. So anyway, I had to get the catalog to show you this product. So let's get started. Welcome to part 2 of the Autumn Leaves Workshop series. This series is all about creating beautiful fall cards. We are using this bundle, the Autumn Leaves stamp set, and the bundle the dies are actually called Autumn Leaves as well. I'll show you which ones we're going to use. I just have some sticky notes on there because this stuff is so sticky it rips I need to get rid of that adhesive. It rips my little papers. Anywho, this is where it is in the catalog. It's a really cool suite. Now, not everything's available for this suite, but I'm going to tell you what you could still get. Not that it won't come back in stock, but it is what it is. All right, all about Autumn Suite Collection. That's the entire suite collection. And when you look over here, you can see there's different parts of the suite. We're going to be using everything from this entire suite. Everything right now. Look, we're using every product in the suite. The bundle is available. Well, it was last time I checked. The Autumn Leaves stamp set and dies. These gems are pretty cool. We'll be using these, this adhesive back speckled dots. The copper clay and natural ribbon. I'm not sure about that. This one is available, the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. That's the background of the card. This oxidized copper is available. Specialty Designer Series paper. However, this All About Autumn specialty paper is not available right now. And I'm not sure when it'll be back in stock, but someone may be able to comment. But we're going to have it in your kit. And that's why I encourage you to get my kits, because then you'll have everything you need each month for when we make our projects, and you won't have to try to hunt down all the different things. Now, this is the bundle that we're using. Of course, if you have something else and you have a different thank you stamp, then use what you have. So with that said, we're going to put this little sheet down and get stamping. And we don't have to do the embossing because I already put it in your kit. We're going to do the die cutting, of course. This is a little, what is it called? A little Stampin' Dimensional hitchhiker there. It was holding my stamp set up. Okay. We're going to stick that on here for now. So you're going to be using a pretty peacock card base. Let's just write that down for you. Your first set of measurements. All right, so your card is going to be 8.5. And then it's going to be scored at 4 1/4 inches. So score. It's a typical A2 card, and then it's going to be 5.5 high. Now this is the regular card like that, but we're going to be making it go horizontal. This piece here that is going to be embossed. Let's go ahead and make some room here. This is going to be crushed curry, and it is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and this crushed curry is already inside of your kit. Everybody has a piece of crushed curry. It's a labor of love. I did all that for you. Okay, now this card here, so this is crushed curry. That's your layer, and I'm going to say embossed. Go ahead and emboss that. Go ahead and cut and score your card, and that is pretty. Oops, I'm writing pity. Pretty, I'm so pretty. Pretty peacock. I'm singing a song about, I forget where that comes from. Peacock. So that's the color. Pretty peacock and crushed curry. All right, so now I'm going to open up. We'll go back to that when we talk about the DSP. You're going to be able to see that again and take your screenshot. I'm opening up my die cutting machine. And we're going to take a piece of Very Vanilla. Just take your scraps. You have lots of Very Vanilla this is just one left over from my card club, actually. And put down a silicone mat. And we're going to take this stamp here, this leaf, and it's not actual size. We're going to stamp it in Cajun Craze. But we're going to do what's called off stamping. So Cajun Craze is a really dark color. So we're going to get in there and, stamp it onto the mat first, like so. Let's get a good stamped image like so. Okay, I'll try a couple more times. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, good. Once I get a good stamped image, I'm going to go like that. And I don't want it to be so dark. So that's the color we're making it. See how nice that came out? This is called distinctive stamping. This is a nice thing that Stampin' Up does. You can see the little speckles and how you get all the shading in there. All right, let's open this up. We're going to put the sandwich, die cutting sandwich. Okay, base plate, plate number 1. Okay, thin die adapter, you need a plate number 2. You need a plate number 3. Mine's all scratched up, right? You're going to put your piece of cardstock there. And then you're going to put your die over the top, this one here. Tape it on with a little piece of low-tack tape. You know what? I think I could have, there's a little line in there. I don't know if you guys notice it. I think I may just do it one more time. Okay, stamp, stamp. And let me try that again. Stamp, stamp. Okay, good. Hopefully it doesn't have a line in it. I'm not sure where the line came from. Oops. Okay, I completely forgot to off-stamp it. I don't know how I forgot to off-stamp it because I just did it. Okay, I must have stamped it right in the ink again. So there, and then we want to go in there. Well, I don't know. I kind of like the other side better, but I'm gonna go for this one though, because at least it doesn't have a line in it. It just has a dark part on the one side. You should definitely make a bunch of your leaves so you have them for your bucket of crafty goodness. Lots of different little leaves. All right, so we're gonna tape that on there, and we need our top plate. Like, so you need a plate number 3 for the top, and you're gonna roll that through. And then what I did is, you have a little sponge dauber in your kit. Well, most of you do. I might have forgot to give it to a couple of you, but oh no, and then it just got off center. So I guess I'm going back to using the one that I did earlier. It was meant to be that I used the one with the line on it, because I'm not stamping it again. Isn't happening, not today. Not today, it's not gonna mess with me. Okay, we're gonna go like this, because we're gonna still put a piece of, we're gonna put the leaf veins over it anyway. So the reason it got off center is because I had, it got like knocked off a little bit when you roll it through. Which is okay, because you can ink it up. It's all okay. It's only stamps. We're never gonna sweat the small stuff. See, that one came out perfect. So what we're gonna do is take this little platform, and we need to cut some pieces out in a minute. But let's take this, and we're gonna ink around it with this. So that's what I was talking about. So you're gonna get pumpkin pie, a little stamping block, put a little ink on your stamping block, put a little ink on your mat there, and then you could just sort of ink the edges for dimension, the edges of your fall leaf. This is the main focal point. I just don't like the light, like how very vanilla is kind of light around the edges, so I'm just kind of darkening it up for dimension. All right, so good, good, and good. We need this again, so let's keep that out for a moment, and we'll go ahead and do our sentiment while we're here. We're gonna use I'm Thankful. So let's get that done. I already have that mounted. We are going to use Pretty Peacock ink. Okay, let's close this crush carry, shall we? Or Cajun Craze. It's gonna get all over everything. I should have put my hair back too. I mean, what a mess I am. I've gone live so many times today, and with different friends, and had a lot of it's a beehive of activity in my house. So let's do this. We're gonna put this, I'm gonna put these right here, and we're gonna take the same little blending brush, right? Get a little bit of pumpkin pie on there. I'm gonna do that to the top half of this. Oh, by the way, this is the double, I'm getting a lot of extra ink on there that I don't want on there. This is the double oval punch. So that's where I got the shape from. Again, it's in your kit though. So you can also use any shape you want, but this is just something. Let me show you what the double oval looks like. So this is, let me get a different color to show you. Here, just to kind of give you an idea. So the double oval punch, the idea is you make 2 ovals. You make one that's dark, one that's light, et cetera, et cetera. But we're just using the outer part of your double oval punch. Okay, Kathy is researching something for you guys. I can see it already, and I'll comment on it when I get to that. Just keep on saying hi. All right, so there we go. That one looks better. Now what we're gonna do is put, let's do this one too. Let's go ahead and do the crushed curry. I was actually trying to do earlier, I was, for my sample card, I was trying to do something else, but it ended up this weird color. Like, I was trying to do something with maybe like crumb cake, but it ended up with wild wheat on there. It's what happens when you don't clean your brushes very well. All right, so let's put a little bit of crushed curry on the other side of this. See, something like that. I'm just kind of, you know, going for some fall colors. I'm just doing these while I'm at it because I'm already here, so we may as well get a little bit of ink on there and go ahead and put I'm thankful on all these and then see which one comes out better. Alrighty, so I'm thankful. Did we already test it? Yes, we did. I just tested over on my mat. And then we're going to put it right on. Boy, this one's a mess. Okay, let me try this one. Yep. Now I got a big blob of ink on that. That one's a mess. Let's try this one. No. All right, but that's why we have lots of shapes. So let's get a couple more. And what I want to do is I'm going to get out a wipe because I'm seeing, like, I want to be able to see through this a little better. It's inked up like crazy. I think that may help if I see it a little better. You can see how, like, juicy my pretty peacock is. Oh my gosh, you know how funny that sounds? Only a crafter would understand what that statement meant. Look how juicy my pretty peacock is. Oh my gosh. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. All right, so if people could overhear us, they'd be like, what are they on about? Okay, let's put a little, this is a little bit of crushed curry. Okay, this is going here. All right, I had so many things prepared to save time, but we're gonna now, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Now what I'm thinking is, it's just my angle. So I'm gonna kind of move this down a little. You guys maybe can't see it like I can, but that way at least I'm above it, right? So it's not a wonky angle if I'm, yes, that came out good. If you try to stamp, like, if you try to reach over and stamp on something, I don't know where that drip keeps coming from. Okay, that one's good too, but I like that one better. Sometimes you can't see, but I'm like at an angle trying to stamp, and it's like this, trying to reach over and stamp something. Let's close all these inks because it's dangerous, and we're done. We're done with all our stamping we need to do. So that now we need to do some more die cutting now. So back to this card before we cut all the little layers. We already have that, but we need to die cut the little veins we need for the leaf. And we're just going to use the piece of paper. Let me get rid of all these things. My little bucket. We're going to use the adhesive sheet that we set up last time. So if you recall, we did in part 1, we put adhesive sheets on the back of all our copper foil. And so I have a piece. These are already sticky. So these are already sticky, so you can just use them as is. And I used the other one, this gold, for my card. So let's just use the pretty peacock one just for fun. And we need this little piece here. So what we're doing is I'm just going to die cut a sticker like so. Okay? You're just putting it on the copper, oxidized copper specialty. It's a mouthful. Oxidized copper specialty designer series paper or something like that. It's in my deluxe paper share. If you're interested in my paper share, I am packaging it up right now. Sneak peek. That's actually not the actual paper share here. Sneak peek. That was the actual extra paper share, but But anyway, I did all that on Facebook. I went over all the papers, so you can check out Papered Chef on Facebook. And what I'm doing now is I'm just turning this little sticker and putting these little veins onto the leaf. Right? Peel that off and stick it right on there like so. Okay, here, like so you can see it. Ooh, that looks nice. So not only do you have some bling, right? It looks nice with all the bling, but it also Just adds another whole layer of texture. But now we need a couple little scraps of our paper. So what I want you to make sure you have first is what we need for the card. The rest we can then cut out we can cut out some fun leaves. So when I say fun leaves, I'm talking about, I had them out for this project here. We're going to cut, we need like a leaf like this, or we can actually use the other ones too, but let's use the ones I pulled out, shall we? Where did it go? Where are my leaves? All right, see, so he's already gone. He's not there. But luckily, I think there's 2 of them in the pack. Not that I plan on losing it forever, but... So anywho, there it is. This is the one. So I want you to have a leaf like this, because we're going to have 3 leaves, just for an odd number. But we'll do some extra. So what you want to do is take the papers like so, okay? I've already cut mine, but we're going to tell you the dimensions. And then I'm going to use the extras to cut some leaves out of. So you want some really cool DSP, like so. We'll use this piece here. I'll cut that piece for you. Or unless it's already, well, no, there's already one cut. So there we go. These pieces are, just to show you on the trimmer. I know you guys are visual, right? These are 1 inch. You need a bunch of these. 1 inch by 3 inch. Okay, 1 inch by 3 inch. And then after you get your 4 pieces that you need, 1 inch by 3 inch, which we're going to write here for you, then you're going to take the rest of your pieces, and you can then cut out some extra leaves. So you need 3 inch by 1 inch and times 4 of those. So four strips of DSP. And you'll want the fancy ones. You want the ones that are foiled. All right, so now that we have those, I have this extra paper. I'm just going to stick it up there on my machine, and I had some over here. So I'm going to take some of these extra pieces, right? And I'm going to take the dies, and while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and get in there and, right? You're going to get, whatever, just get 3 leaves. See, I'm just going to cut a few extras while I'm there, because while I'm cranking it through, I may as well cut a couple extra leaves. Now, these are standalone leaves. These do not cut out the stamps. These already have the little lines, veins built right in. So I'm going to cut out 5 leaves right now. I'm just throwing this paper, or six leaves. Okay, I'm cutting all these out. Here, let me just show you what I'm doing, and then I'll do it. So we'll turn this around. Okay. And I'm going to put that on my, before I roll it through, kind of like that. These are going to already be, those will already be stickers. These aren't stickers yet, but I could turn them into stickers, but I'm just going to instead pop them up with dimensional. So we'll do one. Here, we'll do this one, like I did for my card. We'll put that there. Okay, we don't need that piece. We shall use this piece here. And we will do one of these, and we're going to do one of these over here, one of these over there, and a couple of these little guys with some mossy meadow, just like so. Okay, where can I put these guys? You know what? It's better if sometimes it's better to get rid of all this excess, because just to have more room, you know? All right, so we're going to stick that right here. So we have this. All right, so good. These don't need to be taped down as long as they're kind of covered. All right, good. Where's my lid? Okay, so that's what the sandwich looks like that I'm about to put through. Of course, I have to move everything after I get it over on my machine, but you guys don't have to see me fumbling with all that. Okay, let's put everything back together. I just got done saying you didn't need tape, of course. Tape would have been helpful, because then everything wouldn't have slipped all over the place. Slip sliding away. All right, it's going. I was just making extra because we're doing a whole series, right? We're doing this we're here all month long, right? That's the saying. Because we are doing a workshop series that we come back to. So this part, okay, I can finally throw that out. Sometimes what I do, though, this is another tip and trick for you, because we're all about tips and tricks on this channel. I sometimes just peel off the back, right, and clean up my craft room, or maybe it'll help me get this out of here. Oops, that one got cut off a little. It'll help me get, clean up all the different pieces. So I may not throw it away just yet. I might clean up with it. All right, let's see. Scraps. Okay, here we go. To get these out, you're going to poke through like so. We might end up using that one. We're going to just see. We don't know which one we're using yet. We're going to arrange the cards. This one looks okay. All right, so put that over there. All right, I advise you to save every little scrap from this whole packet that you got in your kit, because you never know if you need them to cut leaves out, out of. All right, so now we're going to take this card and assemble it. Let's do layer by layer. And we're going to just kind of go like that. See how we want them. You want a couple up, a couple down. Since it's Pretty Peacock in the background, you want the Pretty Peacock to not be on the edge. Okay, so my only advice is if you're using, don't put Pretty Peacock there because it's too close to the color on the edge of the card. Put it somewhere in the middle, whether you put it there or whether you put it there, right? But then I wouldn't want two dark ones next to each other. So you're just going to I'm going to do that with my papers, but you do whatever you want. But I would say just don't put the Pretty Peacock near the edge. And then when you're gluing these, I like to glue them from the outside in to get the spacing right. It just helps you. And I like to use glue because rolling adhesive makes them stick so fast that you can't move them around if they're not in the right spot. So I kind of go like that. And then, okay, let's see. 2 up and 2 down. So let me see. 2 up and 2 down. So I'm going to put this one down like that. And then the middle ones are easy. So that's what I do. Whenever I do DSP cards, these designs that I use a lot, I always start from the outsides inwards. All right, so you might be wondering, where is this really cool Crush Carry background from? So I will give you that to look at while I'm stamping. You can see that really cool case. And I'll tell you what it's called as I'm gluing here. Okay, up and down. It is called the Distress Tile 3D Embossing Folder. It really works good on cardstock and foil when you do foil like that. Okay, so now what I want to do is get the spacing right between these two. So now I'm just kind of arranging this one as a guide. And I want this one to be the same height as that one. And I'm using this one as a guide just to keep the spacing equal before I kind of push down on that one. Okay, good. Looks good. And you can also ink up embossing folders. I have videos on how to do that. But this is just cool the way it is. I mean, look at the way it embossed all the little nooks and crannies of that Crush Carry. Crush Carry really goes well with Pretty Peacock. Coordinates so well because of the contrasting colors. All right, now the card opens like so, but it doesn't matter. If you had it this way, it would have been okay, fine as well. But I'm going to go for it that way, just to make it a little different than the first card. Let's put the glue lid on, and then we're going to use some Seal Plus to get this on. And you can see this is the deboss side. The other side was the emboss side. That was a raised side. This is the deboss. Oops. Be careful not to rip your... See what I'm doing? If it starts to rip, you got to stop it right away. Cut that off because luckily this layer, our cardstock is very thick. So there's a couple layers. So you're not really going all the way through. And you just have to roll it over again. And be careful because this stuff is strong. This isn't like the snail that's just like really weak. This is really strong adhesive. The Seal Plus. That's why I like it, because it makes my boxes don't fall apart, my cards don't fall apart. But it does sometimes rip my paper. Oh well, I was going to put that side over there. Oh well, so now it's just like the other one. I was trying to make it opposite of the other one, but look, it wanted to be just like that card. That's what it wanted to be. Okay, now we're going to take some of this ribbon from this package. And it's part of the package called the Copper and Natural Ribbon Combo Pack. So I just cut it at an angle like so. Yay big. It doesn't matter. We're going to fray it. So it's going to be like that, but we're going to make it smaller. And we'll trim it off. It'll be a little smaller. It depends on what we need. But we need to fray the ends. So you're going to take your pick tool or your fingers, and you're just going to fray it. It's really fun to do that, and you're going to pull away all the extra pieces. See, and then even if you want to pull out some of the insides too. So we're going to be pulling these little side pieces out. And if you end up with a couple strings that come out of the middle, that's what I did. That was fine as well. So just fray it like so. And then what I did is, see, I pulled out some of the middle ones. And then I ended up just kind of trimming off this side like that. It's not going to be like as much of a hot mess when we get done, because we're making it a little bit shorter than we actually need it. See, that's better. You'll find the sweet spot. There's the sweet spot. See how it's finally just sort of coming undone? And then, you know, when it finally sort of comes undone, that you have enough fray on there. And then I just fray the other side, and hopefully my whole thing doesn't fall apart. Fraying things gives it a nice fall look. It looks like it's having a bad hair day. Okay, that's good. You can also use your trimmer to your scissors. I'm just cutting that whole hunk off there. Where did you come from? That's a weird end here. It looks like a plucked chicken or something. What happened to all of my feathers? Okay, note to self, have an extra piece of frayed ribbon at the ready when you're doing a video like this. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be okay. It's going to come out okay. It's just not, this side is like, this side got gypped is all. All right, I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna stick it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave well enough alone. Okay, we're gonna leave well enough alone, and we're gonna now adhere this to the card. My handy trash can nearby. So to adhere to the card, it's better to try not to put adhesive right on this guy, to put the adhesive right on the card like so. And just kind of center it in there like so. Okay, good. Now, to put this little guy on, you want some of it to stick onto the paper, because when you stick dimensionals straight onto ribbon, they don't stick as well as they should. So I like to take at least one of the dimensionals and use the black dimensionals that came in your kit. I like to at least get one of them to stick onto the paper, see? So now this isn't coming off. That's on the cardstock. So that way, no matter what, it's going to stick up on there. So I'm going to stick it up there a little bit. Now the other two, I have to kind of stick on the ribbon just to keep, otherwise I got a wonky. Let's see, which one did we decide to use? Okay, it wasn't this one, no. Let me see, was that the one? I think this one's better. This was my favorite one. So anyway, it's a little wonky if you don't put dimensionals behind all three. So we're putting it like so. All right, cool. So far, so good. See, it doesn't look as sad, and when you put this thing on top of it. Now we're gonna just kind of layer it up with some leaves. Put these up there, maybe kind of angle him up like so. Put a few dimensionals behind him. And this is how the card comes together. Just kind of. Okay, now let's see. Do we like? Nope, we don't like this one because it's too close to the old Mossy Meadow. I mean, not that we don't like it. We just don't like it there. This one will be okay there because it's a pretty peacock color, and so it's... Okay, so this one's a sticker. I could use this guy, but then I'd have to hide the tip of him because he's... Yeah, I might use him. And then cover up the tip of him with maybe one of these. And then see if I can use it. Okay, so that way, it's already a sticker. And then he's not the same paper as the other one, so something like so. And then, actually he doesn't need to be covered up. He's okay. But I might do something like that, and then I might put another one of these over here. So we'll end up with 4 of these, but that's okay. Oh, that's going to be cute. I'll put it like that. So dimensional. I'm going to just cover up the front of him. And dimensional. It barely fits. The regular dimensional barely fits on that one. And we're going to top it off with, like I said, we're using the entire suite for this card. Topping it off with our little gems that we said, whatever the names of these are. Okay, these, when they were in the catalog, we talked about it. I cut the top of this off. Here we go. Fall. Adhesive back speckled dots. Adhesive back speckled dots. So we got one over here, and we'll put one over here. They come in different sizes. You have your, I'm just gonna put one in the middle up there. You have your moody mauve. You got 2 different sizes of the dots. So add a little bit of bling to it, and voila. There are our fun layered, with dimension, embossed, layered, adhered, and shiny autumn cards. So now I have some other things to show you. So let me say hello, and I'm going to show you some other fall cards that I got in my swaps, some other fall cards that I dug out from last year, and the cards that we made in part 1 of this series. So we're almost done. Backyard Stamper. Hello, Kathy. Nice job on your live today. I see we're doing a challenge at Stampin' Up. So if you saw loads and loads of demonstrators going live today, a lot of my friends were live today. I'm very proud of them on Facebook and different things because they challenged. Part of the challenge was for everybody to do that. And now all kinds of people are doing things, which is really cool. Sometimes out of comfort zones and sometimes natural. Like they do it all the time, but they still got challenged because they had to do it today. They couldn't do it a different day. Okay, hello, Midge. Midge is like, I'm second. And Betty's like, I'm third. Hello, Betty. Midge and Hilda and Dawn and Wanda and Linda from Florida and Janet and Laura and Arizona, Tassie from Arizona. Yeah, I'm actually more energetic now, Kathy. Yes, thank you. Phil from Florida. And you guys heard me singing. If I'm singing, I'm back, right? I don't know if I was totally singing, but humming. Pam, hello from Nebraska. Cool, you guys are comparing all these places. All right, cool. You guys, look how many people know about Nebraska. All these, you guys are naming all these places. All right, the Autumn Leaves bundle is available, but the DSP and copper ribbon is not. Okay, so the ribbon we used is not. However, you guys, when you get my kits, I make sure you have what you need, right? My mom measured all these things for you. So you have the kit. You have the ribbon you need for the cards. You have the embellishments that you need for the cards, right? Or that's these ones. Well, you know what I'm saying. You have the things that you need. So you don't have to worry if you got the kit. If you didn't get the kit, then maybe you're going to be like, for the berry Christmas, you'll be like, I better get it. So I have everything I need. But thank you. Oxidized paper is also gone. Okay, I didn't know that. So that's back October 2nd. And Nola, thank you for watching. Oh, Nola, you got to take your quiz. Not quiz, survey for the card club. I sent you a survey because I need a tiebreaker person because 12 people took the quiz. And even though like double that are in my club, not everybody's taking my survey, but I need somebody to tiebreak something. Anywho, if you got an email about taking the card club survey, I will tell you overwhelmingly what is going to be the October. You guys voted definitely overwhelmingly for Festive and Fun to be the club for October. However, the November was like tied 50-50, and so was December, tied 50-50 between the So Sincere and all throughout the year. It's called Throughout the Year. Throughout the Year. So those two, you guys tied. I need somebody to tie break it because I have to start planning. I got to order the stuff next time I order. And then I can make it some prizes in my bingo in October. Anyway, So Sincere and Throughout the Year. Where is Throughout the Year? I digress. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the fall cards. These are the ones that were... this one did not win for the October. Where's throughout the year? This one is the one that everybody voted on. This one got like 80 something percent of the vote. That's what's coming in tomorrow. And this is the October workshop series. We're going to do Berry Christmas. And it's also going to be the subject of our bingo. If you guys haven't seen my whole catalog walkthrough, it took me over an hour. And I walked through all this with lots and lots of samples. And I don't know where that other one is. This is it, throughout the year. That's the one that's tied 50-50. So, let's do this. Okay, fall cards. I'm going to just pull out whatever I had here. That's something else. Let's see, my fall cards. Fall cards. I think they were all the fall cards I could find. In a hurry here. Okay, so this one was a swap that I just thought was so gorgeous. And this is not current product anymore, but I just thought, oh my goodness, look at the embossed and the layers. It's one of those cards that I was like, I want to just like put it in a picture frame. And it is from Jackie Ignacio. So this is one of my Guam girls that I swapped with, one of the Guam demonstrators. See what she did for the inside. When I was living out there, I got involved in all the swaps in Guam. So that was a couple years ago when I was living in Guam, right? Isn't that an awesome fall card? So, I mean, I hope these inspire you, even if I'm showing you some retired products. Because fall cards are fall cards, right? Just use whatever stamps you have and try to get the concepts and apply them. Look at that good contrasting color. Look at how she inked the little fence. All right, so let's see what else we got here. This was a swap. Handmade by Crafty Chamarita. This is Becky, Crafty Chamarita. And I love how she used the similar paper of what we're using right now. A couple years ago, we had this bundle, and I forget what it's called now, but look how we can apply what we just learned. We can take the same kind of things, right? And she did the splatter technique, and she did like, it looks like the splatter technique, or maybe that was just the way the stamp was. But we could do this with the leaves we have now and this shiny paper. And that's just crumb cake and little bling. Oops, she wrote me a note in there too. So that was actually not a swap. That was actually a card she sent me. Cool. See, I save everything. All right, let me see. These are current. So let me just keep showing you the retired ones so we don't mix up the retired ones with. Okay, I don't know who did this one, but look how cool this was. This was like some Western, oh, here it goes. It has some name in here. Chardine Warnbold. Okay, Country Livin', eclectic layers, and amazing you hardwood. So Charlotte Wombard. Isn't that gorgeous? With the way she used the bling and amazing you and all that. I mean, wow. So again, I just think it looked like a fall card when I went through my swaps. Okay, here's one with a little doily. Look at the nice use of doily and the nice use of ripped paper. Super, super cool. Look at that ripped paper, and then it was all inked on the edges. And so look at the nice use of ribbon, the nice use of this daisy. Is this an actual card that opens? Or is it not? Yes, it's a card that opens, okay? And it is done by... This was such an old card. It has Whisper White, because we didn't even have Whisper White. We had Basic White. That's our new color. Sheila Wells. Sheila Wells. I wonder if they ever watch me and see that I saved their card from like 5 years ago, because I'm so amazed. And like, hey, I found your swap card. I sometimes give away swaps, but sometimes like I save them for inspiration. Okay, and this one's nice with the embossed background and another sunflower and sending joy, praying that your heart will be lifted by many loving thoughts that surround you today. I think I need to use this as a sympathy card. That would be nice. Love what you do. Okay, Nikki's Stampin' Up Sentiments. Okay, that's who it's done by. Nikki's Stampin' Up Sentiments. Very pretty. Okay, now I'm going to show you the one. These were from before, so I hope they inspired you. All these were the 5 retired cards, like that I found from my fall collection. Now these are ones that I just got a couple weeks. I say last week because after last week it was a blur. It was like 3 weeks ago. But then everything that happened between now and then is a total blur to me. But when I was in Vegas, these are my swap cards I got. So this one is from Julia Green. And I just thought this was cool. This is that Glorious Gingham Designer Series paper. And look at the fun fold. So these are current products from our catalog right now. And these are fall cards. Okay, this is a nice fall card with the This is looks like pretty, or pecan pie again, or copper clay. Nope, pecan pie. And this one is done by Joey Hartman. This nice, beautiful fall card with a little bit of bling on it. Very simple, right? And then this one is done by Christina Reese. And look, she used the card. She used the DSP that we're using tonight. And then she used a different stamp set though. That's so thankful. And very vanilla card base. Okay, let's put that picture. And then this one is using the actual oxidized copper we just used. So this card is closer to what we're actually using right now. Erica Edney, Victoria, British Columbia. She used oxidized copper and fall leaf 3D embossing folder. That's this really beautiful embossing folder. And then she used the autumn leaves and color and contour. Color and contour must be for the inside. Wait. Color and contour she must have been using. Do we have speckles in ours? Let's see if we have speckles. No, we don't have speckles. See, and I say speckles like splatters. So she took the splatters from the color and contour. Isn't that gorgeous? And I really like to case similar, like do something similar to this with our paper. I like the angle, I mean. But I probably won't because I've already used up our oxidized copper that I was going to save for this project. But then we ended up using it as stickers. All right, so now let me show you what we made in part 1 of this series. So I showed you all the cards that have inspired me from the fall cards. And then here are the cards we made in part 1 of the series. And I just called them beautiful autumn cards. So what we used is the Moody Mauve Designer Series paper. Cards, Moody Mauve cardstock. And of course, all about autumn Designer Series paper. We used the oxidized copper. We made stickers all over the place. We used these extra little leaves I sent you from this retired package. You got about 4 of those leaves. So we used some of these guys. They're retired. We used a bunch of DSP, 1, 2, 3 layers of DSP. We used the very vanilla ribbon. That's this ribbon that's in your kit here. Very black and very vanilla large check ribbon. We used this die. Did you know that this die is part of this Autumn Leaves bundle, which is a really cool die to have with your sentiment? And we used those same little gems we just used now, and the same technique of putting the veins in the leaf, and also the same technique of inking around the edges of your leaves with the blending brush. We just used different colors to stamp with, like Moody Mauve. Okay, so tonight was Moody Mauve, and then we used Pretty Peacock, and you still have many other colors in your kit that we haven't touched yet. So we'll continue to create autumn cards throughout the month of September. I hope you enjoyed this live session. Thank you. Oh, Nicole, thank you. I'm glad you showed up too. And Berry Christmas Collection is already on low inventory. Thank you. I did not realize that. And this is exactly what I'm saying, is that what I'm going to have to do then is open up the workshop series for registration very soon to then be able to get the stuff I need, because I didn't order any of it yet. I was planning on giving you each a half a pack of these, Memories and More card pack, and some of these cards to work with, some of this ribbon, and emboss something for you with this embossing folder. So this is the October kit. And Kathy's saying it's already on low inventory, so I'm going to probably open that up to my customers soon to register for it. That way I can plan ahead and get this paper I need before we are in a situation where we have to substitute. We don't want to substitute. We want to use the cute little bears because they're so adorable. All right, well, thank you, Cheryl, Betty, Kathy, Nicole, all you guys who made comments about the cards, Linda, Midge. I appreciate you all. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.